welcome. I'm hoping that everybody is having a great day, a great start. Where are the girlies joining from this morning? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. For those of you guys who may not know, we are Avana Plastic Surgery. We are located in Miami, Florida. We have 3 locations here, and we are going to be discussing a couple procedures that you guys are going to be seeing on screen. I'm going to go through an entire slideshow, inclusive of seeing the before and afters. So before we even get into the nitty gritty, guys, and while we wait for a couple more people to join in, please let me know, where are you joining from? Are you new here? Write it in the comments. That way I know how much information to give you. In the meantime, like I said, we will be going over a lot of before and afters. So also make sure that you give us a follow, because I'm going to show you guys how to see some more towards the end of the live. All right. Okay. All right, guys, so let's get this party started. So first and foremost, we are Avana Plastic Surgery, located in Miami, Florida. We have 3 locations here, Miami, Flagler, and Hialeah Gardens. For those of you guys who are unfamiliar with our work, please give us a follow so you can familiarize yourself. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on more of my lives. Hey, I'm Doria. Thank you so much for liking the live. And again, guys, give us a follow, because not only do we publish content such as this, but we also publish informative pieces where we actually teach you guys a little bit more about what these things involve. Okay, so J plasma is one, because a lot of the times the girls think that they actually need a tummy tuck, when in reality all they need is a lipo and J plasma. So we will be going over that. And then most importantly, guys, I do want to stick to the topic of HD lipo, but we are also going to be discussing ab etching. In particular, ab etching for men, I love to show you guys, because it really and truly shows the before and after in terms of what we started with versus what we ended with, right? So this is what we started with. Lala Unicorn, thank you so much for the And then once I actually show you guys this on the women, I love to show you how the contrast is between the two. All right, so I'm looking forward to you guys actually seeing that. Okay, and then most importantly, I do want to show you guys also the difference between the lipo 360 with ab etching and the regular lipo 360. That way you also have it in the back of your mind. There's currently some deals and specials going on as well that I will go over with you guys also. But in the meantime, we are going to be discussing the HD lipo 360 by Dr. McDaniel. All right, so for those of you guys who would love to know some more information about it, please stick around, because what I love to do, especially to open the floor, especially to you guys, is to discuss the pricing and just break it all down, right? Inclusive of the BBLs. Now, how much do you guys think a procedure like this costs? Let's see if you guys can guess in the comments. I'm curious to see if you guys guess it correctly on the first go. So, do we have any guesses while I open the floor to you guys? Any guesses at all? Any guesses, guys? I'm looking for at least one. That way I can continue breaking it down for you guys. In the meantime, while we're waiting for you guys to guess how much the HD Lipo 360 costs on screen, I am going to go ahead and tell you that if you are in fact interested in any other pricing for any other procedure, and that is inclusive of arm lipo, chin lipo, breast augmentation, BBL, anything of the sort, that information you will get by leaving your details in the contact form, all right? Because they will contact you and give you that information. We will only discuss what the price is for the HD Lipo 360 that you see on screen, okay? So again, this is the comment box, and this is the little contact form. It's like right in the corner down here. If you guys would like to get additional information, that is the best place to actually leave your details so that you can. Okay, so thank you so much for submitting that inquiry. All right, and again, if you guys would like to know prices for BBLs, anything else of the sort, that is the place where you're going to be able to get that information. Okay, so again, leave your details in the little blue box down below, which is the little contact form next to the comment box. Someone will contact you, and then you guys can start discussing pricing. Okay, all right, so in the meantime, guys, for the HD Lipo 360, as I mentioned, we will only discuss this price on screen today. And so this price by Dr. McDaniel is 4.5K, and then with the BBL, it is 5.8K. Okay. Again, Dr. McDaniel's procedure for the HD Lipo 360 that you guys are seeing on screen is 4.5K, and then with the BBL, it is 5.8K. Okay, so now that we have that sorted, let's go ahead and discuss the difference between HD lipo and BBL. And by the way, the BBLs, you guys are only going to be able to see over on Instagram. Okay, so we'll go over that in a little bit. Tupelo honey, thank you so much for the follow. And guys, again, if you're not already following us, do what she did, okay, and give us a follow so that we can stay in touch. But most importantly, I did want to show you guys the difference between the HD lipo here and, for example, the HD lipo by the same doctor, Dr. Abbasi, here. Okay, so both are by the same doctor, but do you see how they're a bit different? That means that when you guys have your free consultation, and I completely forgot to tell you, the consultations are free. So once you leave your details in the contact form down below, the consultation is completely free, and you guys get to customize how you want your HD lipo to look. So again, I wanted to show you guys, same doctor, Dr. Abbasi. Boss Nika, welcome. See how I had to call you out in order for you to come back on my lives? Good morning. How are you? How's your boyfriend? How's your girlfriend? So Bosnika, for those of you guys who don't know, side quest, Bosnika got her body done and she just decided to go out in the real world. I haven't seen her digitally in a minute. Yesterday I had to see her, so I had to call her out. I'm from the Caribbean, so I'm gonna call you out. Absolutely. I'm gonna do it every time, right? And yes, so we have a question. Can they do male lipo? Let me show you a couple of the male lipos. So Tropicana Josh, make sure you're following us. All right, let's start there. And this is what the before and after looks like in terms of lipo and ab etching. Okay, I really wanted you guys to see this. This is ab etching and a fat transfer to the chest, but I just wanted to show you guys what that is looking like. And thank you so much, Tropicana Josh, for the follow. So Boss Nika said her boyfriend and girlfriend are doing well. Oh, by the way, guys, hide your wife, hide your kids, because Boss Nika's body is done and she's out there terrorizing the world, and this is what she's been doing this entire time. All right, this entire time. So guys, please shout out Boss Nika for not only coming and doing her thing here, but this is exactly how I want you guys to be acting. Okay, so Tropicana Josh, let's get back on track. So in terms of chest and ab lipo, these are what I really and truly have on screen that shows like the ab etching in particular with that. But if you'd like, now that you followed us, you can do this. Head over to Instagram where you're going to be able to see the before and afters of many other procedures. But before you go, Josh, leave your details in the contact form so that anything that you see over there, you can then ask for a price already. Do you see what I'm saying? All right. So Tropicana Josh, thank you so much for leaving your details. And someone will contact you. Once you see something that you like over on Instagram, they will contact you with the pricing. But again, this is the videos that I just find most appealing for my lives. So this is why I'm like actually just sharing them with you guys. But there's so many other variations of the lipo and these procedures. So hopefully when you head over to Instagram, you see something that you like, and then you're able to discuss that. Okay, but this one in particular is a lipo with a fat transfer as well to the chest, and I think it was ab etching. So thank you so very much for the following person. I can't actually see your names because it is redacted. However, thank you again for leaving your details in the contact form. Okay, so Exotic Vixen, thank you so much for the follow. All right, thank you so much for the follow. I wish I could also read this out for you guys, but I actually have it mirrored because I'm mirrored here on live. So hopefully you guys take a screenshot. All right, take a screenshot so that you guys understand what's going on once a coordinator actually contacts you, and you can go over everything. Okay, but yes, they absolutely do males here. That's why I actually have a couple of the male stuff on here. But again, I do want you guys to note in particular the difference, and this is just going back to where I was talking about. Same exact doctor, right? Dr. Abbasi, same exact doctor. However, look at this HD lipo versus look at this HD lipo. Same exact doctor. So this is why I tell you guys always, book a free consultation, because the packages are tailored towards you. All right, they're tailored towards what you want. So the doctor can do it as deeply or as sculpted as you want, but make sure that you book that free consultation. Okay, so Tropicana Josh says, is it around 5 to 6K for chest and stomach for males? Just an estimate. Honestly, Josh, I wouldn't be able to even tell you the estimate, especially for the men. I'm just keeping it real. I really don't know. But I do know that you left your details. So for sure they will contact you back, and then they will start going over all of the like stuff with you guys. Okay. So please be a little patient, because once a coordinator gets back to you, they'll be able to go over everything in a lot of detail. You weren't here for the very beginning of the live, but I did mention that we would only be talking about the pricing for this, only because mentally that's my capacity. I have too much other things going on. Literally. So there's no way that I can handle all of that. There's just no way. Okay. But hopefully somebody gets back to you very quickly about that. Now, Liz, thank you so much for the follow. And anybody else that's not currently following us, please give us a follow as well, because sometimes I do head over to Instagram. I'm talking about the things, right? And as I'm talking about the things, you guys are literally just following along with my conversation, and then you go deep in the rabbit hole, and then you leave. You're on Instagram and you never see us again. Like, you know what I mean? So please give us a follow here already, so that once you start going down in your rabbit hole and looking at all the before and afters, you're still able to find us again. So Tropicana Josh says, located in Miami. Yes, we are in fact located in Miami. And although you are in New York, you can book that consultation that's free virtually. So you do not necessarily need to be here. Shortcake2110, thank you so much for the follow. And we have Boss who says, Dr. Meniscus is the GOAT. Let's go ahead and pin that. All right, so for those of you guys who don't know who Dr. Meniscus is, here he is, okay? And Josh, go ahead and definitely ask about J plasma, because that's a really popular procedure in order to get rid of your love handles whenever you do your like lipo with the ab etching. So sometimes the men have like these like things like hooks on the sides, and they usually do the J plasma for that. So definitely ask about that, Josh. Okay, just note that down. Okay, and then let's go ahead. We have Jess Amour. Welcome to the live breakdown of prices. All right, so if you would like the breakdown of the prices, please do what Josh did and leave your details in the little contact form down below. And then once you discuss with them, you can ask them for a price list of actually anything that you want. Okay, today all we did was discuss the price for this, which is 4.5K, and then with the BBL it is 5.8K. All right, so Miss Benet Bassa, thank you so much for the follow. And we have Shortcake2110. Why are men body works more expensive than women? Asking for a friend. Honestly, I don't think they're dramatically different. However, I think that the actual procedure of how they do it is absolutely different, okay? And I'll explain to you why, Shortcake. So please stay tuned. But before that, Dark Chocolate, thank you so much for the follow. All right, so let's go back to Dr. Schusterman's work, okay? Doesn't this look phenomenal? Let's start there. Now, the abs are carved out from literally this. So not only did he start with this, but then he did the lipo in a way where he sculpted and carved this out. Guys, this is an actual sculpture that they're doing with your fat. So it's very different than, for example, when they're doing it for a woman. And let me show you, this is the best one that I can show you from that. So this is also ab etching for women, but do you see how it's dramatically different? Do you see how the abs are not individually stacked and sculpted in, and also done in a way where it still looks like muscle and not fat? That's the difference, guys, okay? That's the difference. So if it's a little bit difference in price, and it might be a little bit more than the women, it's because they need to do a lot more, not a little bit more. They need to do a lot more. So this is what the ab etching looks like for women versus, let's discuss what it looks like for men, okay? So it's dramatically different in terms of what they do. Hi, Shades of Faith. Let's go ahead and pin that. Shades of Faith says, hey, I'm here today. Welcome. Where are you? Are you already outside? Guys, sometimes if you guys see me outside, I'm like a little mouse, literally. I just go quickly to the bathroom. I literally run. I literally run. And then sometimes if the bathroom is like a situation, I go to the other bathroom, and then that's where I see you guys. So sometimes I'm like this, okay, I'm in the Flagler location, but I'm wishing you the best with Dr. McDaniel today in the Hialeah Gardens location. And I'm sure your surgery is going to do well. Please remind the class what you will be getting done. I'm very excited for you. And most importantly, I'm looking forward to seeing your before and afters, okay? That's my favorite part, by the way. I love to see the before and afters of you guys. But good luck. Is your surgery today, or are you just there for the pre-op and it's tomorrow? All right. And Shortcake, I hope I answered your question correctly. Guys, do you guys have any other questions for me while you have me on the live? Because you know I treat you like the men and leave. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Now, Shortcake says yes, and her question was, in fact, why the price difference between the men and the women are so different. And I literally showed you guys, so I hope that everybody got to understand like her, and she said yes about that, okay? So Shades of Fate said her pre-op is today and her surgery is tomorrow. So wishing you good luck on your surgery tomorrow. What are you getting done by Dr. McDaniel? For those of you guys who don't know, this is Dr. McDaniel's work. Let me show you the before and after with Dr. McDaniel. This is fantastic because I love how you guys are quite literally able to see how she started off in real time. Like, this isn't edited, nothing, right? Because you could see her actually moving, and then this is her her final form now. Isn't that fantastic? Again, I love that you guys are able to see the difference between the HD lipo here versus how you guys were actually able to see the ab etching for the men. They're so dramatically different in terms of how they even have to do it as well. So I'm really happy that you guys were able to see that, okay? So guys, do we have any questions? Because if not, we're gonna go ahead and check out Avana Plastic Surgery over on Instagram and do a quick stocky stock. Okay. So first and foremost, if you guys don't know, over on our profile, please make sure that you guys follow us before you do this. But over on our profile, the links are all there, in particular to our Instagram page and then also to our website. And once you guys actually click on the Instagram page, you'll be able to see the 3 pinned posts, which are the current deals and specials going on. There's a post-op massages package. There's 4. Where you can get an individual massage, 30 minutes for each package in terms of the sessions. There's 4 different packages for each session. One that's an individual, another that's 3, and then another that's 5, and then finally another that's 10. And I think you guys should check that out, because if you guys do a BBL, you absolutely want to most likely stock up on those massages, okay? Especially if you can actually stay here for a bit. Now, it's a fantastic question. Thanks for asking. How long should you guys stay here when you're flying in? By the way, write in the comments, where are you guys joining from, okay? I know that Josh was in New York, but that was the only person that said that they were from out of town here today. If you guys come from out of town, I'd highly recommend that you guys stay a minimum of 5 days. The sweet spot is always 7, and then max 10, considering you have a sugar daddy. I don't know what your situation is, but clock it. Good for you. All right. I'm clocked in, but good for you. All right. In the meantime, like I said, sweet spot 7 is the time frame that I'd recommend that you guys stay here from out of town, but it's really and truly up to you and what you guys decide when you discuss everything with your doctor when you're having your free consultation. All right, then we have a lipo 360 and BBL for just over 3.2k. All right, and then that one is by Dr. Schusterman, Dr. Abbasi, and Dr. Golio. Then there's another one that is a BBL and breast augmentation with implants, and that one is by Dr. McDaniel, and those implants are saline, just so that everybody has that in the back of their mind, okay? So let's see what else we have going on. So there's a breast augmentation and BBL by Dr. Mamaniskis. Love to see it. I like to watch the videos live with you guys, and then you guys can see my natural reaction to them, because of course I'm not working while I'm not working yesterday. So we get to see them here together. Fantastic. Okay. Then there's a post-op bundle for your BBL. You can get 1 body shaper garment, 1 BBL pillow, 1 front board, 1 pair of anti-embolism socks, 3 massage sessions, 3 lipo foams for just under $500. It's a very good price. All right, then guys, an unbelievable breast augmentation done by Dr. Schusterman. I believe she had some type of situation. I'm not sure if that was medical. I'm not sure. But basically she had a breast augmentation and a breast reduction so that they can both match. The before and after are phenomenal. And again, I love to show you guys these type of, well, at least point you to the direction of these type of procedures, because a lot of people don't understand that plastic surgery for a lot of people is not specifically cosmetic. Sometimes it's actually necessary, because there's literally no other way, like literally, you know. When I first started, there was a lot of trolls that used to come on here. We're not gonna talk about that, but basically the trolls would be like, oh, just go to the gym or this or that, you know, amongst other things. However, one of the things that, for example, I saw yesterday was someone who did in fact go to the gym. They did what they needed to do. They lost all of the weight, and at the end of the day, they had so much loose skin, and really there's nothing you can do about it except plastic surgery. So I mean, sometimes guys, like, you know, you just have to do what's best for you. And what I really like about the comments was, looks amazing, glad she has her confidence back. That's so nice, because at the end of the day, that's what we want for you guys, right? We want you to come out having a better situation and feeling better about your situation. So another very good comment here. This is fire, and she deserves every ounce of confidence that comes with this. Another comment. I love this for her. Another comment. This is truly amazing, right? Another comment. No way. So it's like, you know, sometimes guys, honestly, it's the only way. Of course, there's other people who just do it for cosmetic purposes, but there's other people who really do it to restart their life. So I remember having a talk with this lady. She had done a mommy makeover with Dr. Mamaniskis, and they were going over, she was going over with me, like how she had her kids, and you know, how her life was literally dedicated to her kids. She had 3 kids. She had a set of twins, which is crazy on the body. And then she had another child. So she had 3 in total. They were all now about to turn 18. Like her last child was about to turn 18. So she could now focus on herself and restart her life. And then that's when she did the mommy makeover, and she was just like in tears. You know what I mean? Like, because you've dedicated 18 plus years, because her other twins, I don't know how old they were. I think they were like past 20. But you've dedicated 20 plus years to obviously focusing on what you needed to focus on, right? Which was raising your kids, doing what you need to do, putting yourself second, putting yourself last. And you finally got to a position where you can put yourself first. You can get your mommy makeover. You can get your confidence back. And you can get your body back pre having the kids. And that's one of the things that I asked Dr. Schusterman in our next video of the Under the Microphone episode series. And we were really and truly discussing all of this in detail in terms of like, okay, so why do some people do these surgeries? So guys, if you're not already subscribed, Avana Plastic Surgery over on YouTube as well, because that's where you guys are going to be able to see long form content. But the backstory as to how the surgeons approach things that are more controversial as well. So I'd highly recommend that you guys actually check that out also and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now, with regard to the Instagram page, please go and check out that work by Dr. Schusterman. Dr. Schusterman is this one. Okay, go check out the work that he did. You guys will see it. It's the post that is about the breast asymmetry. I highly recommend that you guys actually go and check that post in particular out, so that you can grasp as well that not always is it about just pure vanity, right? So let's see what else we have. So for those of you guys who may not know, Avana Smile Design is something that's new here as well to the Avana family. All right, they're now doing teeth, so I definitely recommend you guys check it out. And then there's also a BBL by Dr. Abbasi that looks amazing, 10 out of 10. Because now I feel like her back looks so like lifted and sculpted, but it still looks natural, right? So it's not giving ant, which we never want, right? And that's one of the things that I always recommend that you guys pay attention to. Pay attention to how the BBLs look on every single body type. That's something that I always recommend that you guys focus on, because at the end of the day, your BBL should actually match your body, your frame. Here you can see a BBL on a thicker girl, you can see on a Spanish girl, you can see on a skinny girl, you can see on a curvy girl. You can see the BBLs on every single body frame, and it's actually giving balanced, right? It's giving the body is balanced. So definitely check that out as well. All right, in the meantime, what else do we have going on here? We have a BBL by Dr. Hamamjin. Also looks great from the front. That's something that you guys should focus on as well. So hopefully you guys check that out also. And then we have a macho makeover by Dr. Luster. And she actually coined that term for those of you guys who don't know. Again, revisit that Under the Microphone video series called Under Microphone over on YouTube, but definitely revisit that series, because she does an entire segment, which I believe her episode is episode 2. She does an entire segment discussing this in detail. All right, so let's see what else we have going on. We already spoke about this yesterday, so I won't go over it with you guys again today. However, if you are interested in checking out those before and afters, visit the Instagram page for the visual learners. If you guys want to check it out by doctor, then you can actually check it out on the highlights reel. Other than that, I also recommend that you guys always visit avanaplasticsurgery.com, because there's just so much more information there, okay? Information in text, so you can actually read what is a mommy makeover. I gave you guys that story about that lady that had the twins and the other child. So she had 3 kids in total. She did a mommy makeover, and it literally gave her a full makeover as a mommy, right? So sometimes that's what it's called, because that's what it is. But oftentimes people just do mommy makeovers as well when they've had a dramatic amount of weight loss. Now, I also reminded you guys that there are information in terms of J plasma that you guys should look into. Please reference that video so you can fully understand what it is, because sometimes people think that they need a tummy tuck when in reality they just need the lipo and J plasma. So please refer to it so that you guys have the full scope, okay? All right, guys, if there are no other questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and go because it's going to be another busy day today. Yesterday, I was literally so tied up. So now I have to catch up. All right. So the Dracon, thank you so much for the follow. Guys, this is the last chance for you guys to not only give us a follow, but the last chance while I'm on live for you guys to leave your details in the contact form. All right. So if you haven't already left your details there, now is the opportunity to do so, because once I'm off the live, this is not conveniently there to just make everything simple, right? And simplify the process. You could still communicate with us via DM, but they're going to ask you the same thing that I'm telling you to just leave here, which is your name and your number, and then they'll be able to actually get back to you and start discussing everything, okay? So while I'm not on the live, you guys can always send a DM either here or on Instagram. While I'm on the live, you can leave your details in the contact form and it will just simplify everything, okay? All right, guys. Well, this was fun. I look forward to seeing you guys on my next live. I literally have so much to now do. However, looking forward to, like I said, seeing you on the next live. Thank you guys so much for all our new followers. And for those of you guys who filled out the contact form today, our coordinator will get back to you shortly. And hopefully you guys are able to get all of the information that you need, okay? Thank you. See you soon.